All right. Thank you so much for coming to this event. My name is Eirik. It's of a Norwegian heritage, spelled E-I-R-I-K. I am so excited for this event. We want to do these quarterly. So this is kind of our first kind of bringing the people that are closest to our board and our staff and say like, hey, bring someone. Let's meet up and do a kind of roundtable discussion around community change, about how we can be part of the solution, about the power of the mind, about the power of resilience, and the power of youth. That's why we're here today. We're going to talk, we're going to demonstrate. There's going to be different people doing activities with everyone, but you will also get the chance to ask questions. It's like an interactive thing. So we are going to call on you and say, like, hey, what do you think? Does this make sense? Do you have any questions? Things like that. Before I share a little bit about One Solution, I want to introduce Carla and ask her to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. Mbote. My family is from the Congo, the DRC, the real Wakanda, as I like to say. Because when the map pans out, you know where the location is actually the Democratic Republic of the Congo. So when we address our elders, our village, our family, we start with saying Mbote. It's a greeting. So if I say Mbote, you say Mbote back. So Mbote.
Mbote.
Thank you.
What is it? Mbote.
M-B-O-T-E.
Mbote.
Yes, Mbote. Yes. As Eirik said, I'm on the board. I'm currently the chair. We met in this building as mentor and mentees. And that was, I think, 2019, like it was before COVID. So since then, really grown quite fond of you and your wife, and also all the folks that you will be seeing tonight. But when people ask me, why are you on the board or why are you still involved with One Solution Global, I always say it's because they're kind of my family, my chosen family, because we think alike. We think alike about and very much center, how we can rethink, how can we rewire, how can we rewrite narratives that we all grew up with, be that through our families, our neighborhoods, and our communities, especially during our upbringing. And obviously, there are narratives that bombard us every day through the news and other kind of means and media. So it's very important, especially, and I think, in this particular moment in collective history, that we engage in that. It is really important to, as we see different systems imploding and kind of shaking right now, my question is, okay, what's next, right? And how many of us actually, come together and talk about that? This is what we want to see in healthcare. This is what we want to see in education. This is what we want to see in finance, right? But we're not really talking about that. Even though we're seeing the ground shake, we see the earth literally on fire. So what's next, right? So I love always, talking to my One Solution Global family and the conversations that we have about, we can either be in fear and paralyzed or angry or being in this victim mindset, or we change how we think about ourselves, our impact, and what's happening around us. So I'm very, very excited that we have this opportunity tonight to really see how One Solution Global does help us kind of flip the script, and so so I'm very, very thankful for you all for coming tonight, and I hope that you will continue to be part of our village going forward. So
that was awesome. That was awesome. Before I introduce the rest of the team, I just want to share one thing about these glasses. It's kind of like our favorite metaphor for what we do. It's something that when I heard them explain it to me, I was like, oh my God, that's so true. Was that we don't really see the world neutrally. No human can view the world as it is. We can only view it as we are. And we use the example of glasses. We do that with young people, with businesses, is that if you wear a certain type of filter, and whatever that filter comes from, it doesn't really matter. It could be your past, it could be your stories, it could be anything, but everyone's seeing through something. And that is clouding seeing what is actually happening. And if you look at the world right now, and you look at especially polarity, conflict, violence, wars, you'll basically see people wearing different glasses and saying, I'm right, and that other person is wrong. And nobody's willing to do this. Nobody's willing to do that. The thing is, the first person that does that, it invites the other person to do the same. Like we see it time and time again. I always use examples with my wife because it's grounding you in reality. When I am in some kind of mood and I'm seeing through this, if I don't know that I'm wearing shitty glasses, I will blame my wife. I will literally wear this and say, you are the reason for this. And I will say, you are the reason for this. And as soon as I wake up the next morning, usually when this too shall pass and you have a night's sleep, you wake up and it's different. And it's like, oh shit, I was crazy yesterday. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I was a little bit crazy yesterday. That phenomenon happens on a global scale. That happens when you create systems. You create systems based on what makes sense to you. You create organizations based on what makes sense to you. Our biggest motto is when we change our mind, we change the world. It's because really, if this doesn't change, nothing out there will change. We have to change internally. So we believe that the internal is the biggest source of the external. So that's my little intro. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Prince and Dejan. Give them a round of applause.
Let me get one more round of applause. Like, my mama, like. All right, there we go. Whoa. How y'all doing today? Y'all doing good? Thank y'all for coming. I'm Prince Jamar.
My name Dejan.
And we are the Rebels for Peace. And I don't even know where to start. I just would like to say, first off, thank you for everybody for taking time out y'all day and y'all life to come check in and give us a little bit of y'all energy. We definitely appreciate that. What we doing is spreading love, spreading change, giving youth the opportunity to see people from their community doing something positive, doing something different. We not only identifying problems and pointing things out, but we being the change that we want to see, and we allowing the youth and the community to see that we can be the change and that we don't have to put that responsibility on nobody that's outside or that may have more power or resources than us, that we can still achieve and accomplish whatever we put our mind to. And, sometimes that's taken away from us due to our circumstances, due to our environment, due to certain life, just certain the way life is for certain people. You don't get the chance to see that the sky is the limit or that you can be better than your neighbor or what your community is offering you. So what we're doing is being the change that we want to see, and we've been doing that in a bunch of creative ways. We're working with 4th through 8th graders. We started off in 2 schools, working with 4th through 8th grade. We was in 2 different schools, reaching around 200 students. And then over 3 years of volunteering, we were able to get our vendor's license for our program. And then from there, we were able to be an official vendor, be an official program, and be able to be recognized for the work that we're doing outside of, us going from volunteering. So now we're able to actually start to get paid. So that's one major thing. And from all of the work that we did over the 3 years, we were able to go from working in 2 schools, reaching 200 students, to now working in 6 schools, impacting 700 students a year. And that's just over the last 3 years. And for those first 3 years, it was just me and bro. Now we were able to expand. We have a much bigger team that's amazing and adding on to the impact. And I don't want to say everything.
No, you're good.
I'm gonna say a little bit about me, like personally. Like, I'm from out west, I'm from out south, I'm from over east. Like, I'm from all over Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Not just one specific place. So I know how to connect with the struggle and what's going on in Chicago and in our areas. And that's why I do what I do, because I know what it's like to not have. I know what it's like to feel like you only have a few options. I know what it's like to not want to go in different rooms because you don't feel like you're valuable enough. I know what it feels like to be pressed against the wall, not having no resources, not having no opportunities, and not having nobody to tell me that the whole world is not like this block. So that's me. I'm passing love on to the youth. I'm giving them the opportunity to see more than what they community or more than what they able to see themselves, and also allowing them to see that from themselves. Because I'm still, I'm from the community, and anybody that's coming from the community, I'm a part of that. So it's different when people come from the outside and try to solve the problem, but the people that's there solving the problem, it's a whole different impact. So.
For sure. Damn. I don't know where to go from that. My name is Dejon White again. I can share the reason why I still stay involved with this. You feel me? Born and raised in Chicago South Side. My whole life been on the South Side. Just to piggyback over what Prince was saying about the options, I didn't really see too many options for myself growing up either. Not that they wasn't told to me, or not that they wasn't shown to me, you feel me? I just didn't feel like that was for me, you feel me? I walked outside my household, I seen this, I didn't see the stuff that they were saying I can do. I seen the stuff that people didn't want me to do, you feel me? I seen everything firsthand, from shootouts to brawls, you feel me? And that just shaped my mindset. So I'm thinking like, this the way I'm supposed to be living, you know? Even though they say I can be this, I can do that, I can dream this and dream that, it's like it's not reachable because that's not what I'm seeing on a daily basis, you know? And that just shaped my mindset, you know? And I didn't really see too many options for myself other than sports or game banging, so that's the routes that I took, you feel me? And that put me down pathways that I didn't really want to be down, but I felt like I had to be down because that's what I seen every day from my father, my mother, my friends, family members, you feel me? Everybody had the same background. You know, I didn't have too many role models. I just seen people that I didn't want to be like when I was growing up. And I didn't have myself when I was growing up to tell me that I can do something better or I can change my lifestyle from within. I don't need to wait on the president. I don't need to wait on the alderman. I don't need to wait on my parent or my teacher. I can do this by myself. You feel I didn't have that growing up. I didn't see it growing up, and I don't believe if somebody told me, I would have seen it back then. So I'm glad that I'm seeing it now, and that's the reason why I do what I do, because I want to be the person that I needed when I was growing up for the youth, you know, because what Prince was saying, we can relate to the struggle, we can relate to a lot of things that people is going through in the city of Chicago as far as the youth, you know, and if they can see us doing something better, seeing us talk better, seeing us be more peaceful, be more positive, be more, you know, just bringing that spark out, they can see that they can do the same thing, you know? And we see it every time with the kids, you know? They always tell us that they don't want to be like this, that they don't want to go down this pathway. And just having that time with them to show them that you don't got to, you feel me? That's more precious than anything that I did, you feel me? So I said that's my biggest thing, just being the person that I needed when I was growing up for the youth, you feel me? Showing them different ways to handle anger, handle emotions. I was a real angry child growing up. I won't say angry child, I just had a lot of trials and tribulations than most people, you feel me? So I felt like my best way to relieve my anger was to inflict it on myself or inflict it on somebody else, you know? Until I realized that I can create the options for myself, you feel me? Even if I didn't see the options, I still can create an option. And that would been my biggest thing, you feel me? It doesn't stop the trials and tribulations, doesn't stop the pain, it doesn't stop the problems, but it just gives me a better way of navigating through life. You feel me? I don't gotta have a bad day and take it out on my mama. I don't gotta have a bad day and take it out on my brothers, my sisters. You feel me? I can have a bad day and just take a chill pill and not inflict that negative energy onto the next person, you know? So I said that's my biggest thing, is just being a person that I wanted to see, being a person that I needed when I was growing up. So that's me. That's me. So, introduce them.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna introduce the rest of the team. You feel me? Ryan, Logan, amazing Melina. Oh yeah.
They can hear. They can just come up, like once somebody come on this side, they'll be up here.
How y'all doing? I'm Ryan. I just joined the Rebels team mid August, I believe. But I was working with Rebels probably for two internships prior to this internship that we had last year. So it was very it was a blessing. It was a real blessing to be a part of the internship because I got a part of some stuff that like I got a chance to experience something that I didn't get to really do growing up, like with just sharing, like with just speaking and expressing myself. Like I never had the opportunity, like coming from, typical black household. You really don't have a voice in your household. You really don't have a lot of say so. I ain't gonna make a lot of decisions. So when it got to the point where I got older and started making those decisions for my own, like kind of made a few bad ones. When you grow up in a strict household, you ain't got no freedom. Like that's what when you get older, you're gonna lash out. So a few bad decisions has led me to, a real bad mental, filled with anxiety, depression, to the point where I probably needed real help, like real help. But it got to the point where, I just turned to a higher power. Gave it to God and let, all my struggles, all my pain, all my, my voice, that helped me bring it out. So when it got to the point where, like, I got to the Rebels for Peace and I got to do my first round table ever, I was nervous as hell. Like, I don't talk. Like, this is the most that I've just since joining the Rebels for Peace, like, I have not talked this much since high school. So, yeah, it's funny. It's real, it's funny because, like when I meet people who also feel the same way in my shoes, like they don't really like talking, they never really got the chance to connect with people. Growing up, I had friends, like I was a popular loner, but the only reason I became a popular loner was because I peeped how everybody can move. So the reason for, everything just played a part. Like I feel like everything from being in high school and being in a better environment. I was born in the South Side of Roseland, but my parents, they took that sacrifice and moved us out to the suburbs. I went to second best high school in Illinois, in Edgewood North. So I got to see a real difference in, just economic and social backgrounds. Like just getting to experience that, it really opened my eyes. And even though I got to experience it young and I didn't really get to like experience the city more until like my teenage years to where it would have affected me and I would have really got to see an even bigger difference, it was still easy for me to draw those conclusions to where I had to really realize what my parents did just to let me see something that was better. Like I could have grew up just like people standing right next to me. I could have never left the city. I could have stayed in. I could have been a product of my environment, which is why I'm truly blessed to even be a part of this. Like standing here with y'all, sharing with y'all, like it makes me, it's a part of me that's, more than grateful just to share a voice and let y'all hear it, for real.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Logan, born and raised in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm a proud alma mater of Lincoln University of Missouri. You know. Yeah, I can't really top everything that they said. I agree with everything that they said, but to be honest with y'all, I think I'm really just here. I'm here because I'm ready to be about it. I'm tired of talking about it. I'm tired of seeing it, and I'm tired of the same conversations and we not doing nothing about it. So I feel like I came to sit back down at the table to be a sponge and to be a tool in any way possible to help all the stuff that's going on, especially in Chicago. I haven't lived in Chicago for a full year yet. And I haven't been with Rebels for Peace for even a month, but life-changing is an understatement. Like, I don't even have words, but life-changing, like being a part of a org with people that look like you and even some that don't, but realizing y'all goals and y'all missions and y'all vision of life aligns, it's insane. It's like an undescribed feeling of just feeling like, wow, like, I think I actually might have made it on the other side. Like, the grass is really greener over here, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm really just here to be that tool, to be that sponge, to be that resource. Like he said, just really being that somebody that I really wish I had back then. But yeah, I'm just here, I'm happy to be here.
Hi everyone, my name is Melina. Just call me Mel though, that's what I go by. I'm from Chicago Heights, so I'm not too far from here, and I had the opportunity of finding out and working with Rebels for Peace through their summer internship. And it was the most amazing summer I've had in my whole life. So maybe I have a better one. But it was the best one. Like Logan said, life changing. Could not even begin to cover it. Not only my life, but how I view myself, my struggles, and how I view what I can really do with my gifts and what I brought to the table. So I'm very much grateful for that. I think I can agree with everyone on here. I grew up very much the oldest of three, so very much taking care of in a household, taking care of what needs to be done, taking care of myself as well, besides raising kids. So very much a lonely child, and also trying to see what I could do for myself, and I didn't have any guidance on how I was feeling, on what I was going through, on what I was experiencing, and how maybe it was not normal, but it was going to be okay. So to really stumble upon them and find out that there's a whole group, a whole community of people within the Chicagoland area that care about the kids in the school and what they're going through, and they want to make sure that they're okay and that their mental health is okay, and that they're not just talking about it, they're physically in the schools with our kids doing something about it. So like it was so easy to say yes and be so in love with not only what we're doing, our mission, but with the people who are doing it and seeing that they're doing it with their whole heart. So I love being here. I'm so glad and happy and grateful to be in front of y'all. And yeah.
For sure. Okay. Hey, next was the listening activity. Who wants to do that?
Yeah, I'll do it. So, yeah, that was amazing too. I'm a little shell shocked, but yeah, now we're just gonna move on into an activity. We would like to do a listening activity that we do, which is really just something that opens up your mind to seeing how bad of a listener you are. It's like, sometimes it's like, oh, I'm a great listener. Oh, I listen very well. Or if somebody got a problem, they call me. Like, I'm the person people call to listen to. But sometimes you may not actually be listening. Because, like, if you forming an answer to respond to something that somebody talking to you, then you're not actively listening because you already prepping another answer. Or if you just doing anything other than just listening. So that's what we want to try to push y'all to do, is just listen. One person will speak for 5 minutes, the other person will listen, and then we'll switch over. We really want to push people to work with somebody that you don't know, talk to somebody that you didn't come with, to just open it up a little bit more, and just really just for the first 5, just see, are you really listening? Fight the urge to respond, fight the urge to give advice, fight the urge to show that you care. Just try to do like a little nod head or like something, because it's hard to of course, not to respond naturally because we communicate. So the topic is, what's the topic?
What is your
solution?
So we all know of the issues obviously that we're facing, whether it's in Chicago or whether it's globally or nationwide. But what's your solution? What does the solution look like in your eyes? Is something that you're doing, something that we're saying? What does it look like to you? What is your solution? What is the solution to you? So that's the question that you will be talking about in this activity. So yeah.
So y'all don't have to just stay in this room. Y'all could go out there. It's a bunch of chairs and stuff. So we just want to get everybody to pair up into 2, and then we'll start the timer. Let's go. Let's get it. Let's get it. That joint exciting. That listening activity. Oh yeah, I like it. Did y'all like the listening activity? It was alright. It was alright. Okay. I'm a terrible listener, so I'm always trying to help somebody or give somebody some advice. So it's always hard for me to listen. We actually want to go around and hear how was it for the listeners when you were listening, and then just hear from a few speakers. If anybody wanted to tell us, how was your experience of listening? Was it hard? Anything you learned about yourself? Anybody? Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
So my experience listening, it was easy at first. Once we start getting like a little halfway through, I start getting distracted. I start looking around at whoever talking louder. I'm just peeping, you know. But the person I was listening to had something very engaging to say, so that just went to show me about my attention span, how short it is. Like once I'm all right, I heard what I need to hear next, you know? So I just gotta, really work on that. But also I was able to keep quiet, so that was good for me.
Any other speakers? Listeners, I'm sorry. Any other listeners? Yes.
What do you want us to say?
Just a little bit about how was your experience with the listen activity? Anything that was hard for you? Anything that you noticed about yourself?
Yeah, so I was like super engaged, but my biggest problem was that I kept wanting to like cut her off and like join in and be like, oh my God, like I totally get it. But yeah, I felt like I was really present and engaged. But I definitely realized that I cut people off.
But you cut off for to try to help her,
Because I was like, oh, like I feel the same way. So I was trying to like jump in, but I'm like, she has 5 minutes to talk, so stop talking.
That's good. Yeah, like listening is always, like I say, the hardest for me, but I feel like this activity gives people just the opportunity to see things that they could work on better with listening. If you got children, if you got, parents, if you got certain people that are dear to you, it's good to make them feel like you listening. So the next time when you're dealing with, certain parties, certain families, just really try to see, are you really listening? Or are you trying to shoot them away to get back to your show? Or are you trying to, just hurry up and deflect to get back to whatever you got going on in your life? Or are you actively listening and being present in the moment with whoever you're engaging with? Can I also get a few people to talk about speaking? How was it speaking for 5 minutes? I know it's not always easy to talk for some people. Was it hard? Was there anything you learned about yourself for the speakers? Any speakers? Yes.
I think the neat thing about speaking and sharing was just recognizing like these shared experiences. Obviously, we all experience different hardships and different struggles, but just like these underlying really like human feelings that we all kind of have at the core. And that's why he kept wanting to, jump in, being like, yes, I feel that. And a lot of my response was responding to everything he said, because I just also felt so much of what he was saying. And so I think like having these conversations is just really eye-opening to connect.
Yes. Any other speakers want to talk about their experience of speaking? One more person, just one more. Mr. Wilkins.
Fall guy.
Thank you.
I can't hide. No. Well, Carl and I decided that we were going to pick topics that we knew a lot about, and mine was finance. And it was a little difficult to figure out where to start and then where to end, and try to feel like I was keeping him engaged so he wouldn't fall asleep and then be like, when is it my turn? So what I tried to do is think about it from his perspective and talk about what I thought was a very general topic, and then finish up. But it is hard not to have interaction with somebody, because 5 minutes is a miniature podcast.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. So that's just the listening activity. Thank you for everybody for participating. Like I said, just going forward, just take some time to see, are you actually listening? Check yourself and keep that aware, because it's really the most important part of being present, being engaged, doing what we do, trying to make change, being the change that you want to see, requires a lot of listening. Most of our job is listening to the youth's problems, what they got going on, how they feel in the moment, their goals and aspirations. We're always listening. So we always do this activity just to make sure that we, are really listening, and we also looking for better ways to continue to be better listeners and be present in the moment. So thank y'all for that. And yeah. If I was like,
People always make fun because I always talk about my wife. It's because I love her. But, I had a moment, I have like moments probably like once a year where I'm really good with strangers when it comes to listening. Like a new person, I'm like blank slate. I'm just like, who are you? You know what I mean? And like a sponge. But then I realized like, I'm not really listening to the people that are close to me. Like they're kind of stuck in time. It's kind of like if you've known someone for 20 years, like you're not really seeing them. You're seeing like whoever you thought they were 20 years ago, and you froze that picture. And when you look at them and you listen, you just see through that. And that's what I realized I was doing with my wife. Like, it was like, and suddenly she said something like, who are you? And the reason why I said, who are you, was like, I didn't know what she was talking about. I was like, oh, that means like I'm actually listening. Like I'm hearing something new. And she's like, I've been trying to tell you this for such a long time. And I think this is easy with strangers, but like sometimes like the closest is where like I really feel like I have so much to learn. I'm so bad at it. I'm horrible. Now, I'm actually kind of good, but I am, in the grand scheme of things, really bad. Because this brain of ours is story mayhem. So I just wanted to share that, because like, when I can see my kids fresh, when I'm not like thinking about work, I'm actually looking at them, I'm like, damn, their world is so amazing. Like, it's so amazing. And if I do that with my wife, if I do that with kids, if I do that with strangers, like, it's a different world, because you start seeing people fresh instead of seeing them through your stories. So anyway, just want to share that.
And I can piggyback off what E just said about that. And that's why we use this globe with the glitter up on the inside of it. We love to tell the kids to interact with people when they mindset is at its clearest. You feel me? Because that's where you at your most true potential. You feel me? You don't got any negative thoughts about nobody. You don't got any positive thoughts about nobody. You're just there. It's hard to listen and talk to somebody when your mind is going all over the place, even with positive thoughts. Somebody come to you, want to talk about, they want to vent to you about something. They want to get something up off their chest. They probably don't want no solutions, but you in a positive mindset. So you saying, okay, you can do this, you can do that, but that's not what that person's needing right now. You got to actually calm your mind down and listen to see what that person actually needing in the moment. You feel me? So I say that's one of my favorite things. You feel me? Just to tell the kids that, well, not just the kids, anybody. You feel me? That always interact with people when you at your clearest mindset. Because you feel me? If you mad, that person's going to come off as mad or as irritating or as whining or something that you don't like. And it's positive is the same way. So I say just interact with people when you at your clearest mindset. That'll get the best listening and the best, you'll get the best out of the conversation, basically.
Mm-hmm. Whoo! All right. Thank you, guys. Now I'm gonna move on. So, join us in serving 1,200 students in 2024, which is our goal to double our impact of what we make it right now. And we are doing that by raising $180,000, which we're trying to do by December 21st. Right now we are at $65,000. We just got $5,000 donated by somebody in here today, so now we at $70,000. So now that's bringing us closer to our goal. And outside of just the money donations, we also looking for people to donate their time, donate their resources, donate their connections, and basically just get involved with us any way that you can. We trying to make positive change. We giving back to the youth. We doing this out of the kindness and the genuineness of our heart. And we just trying to create more impact, create more change, and the only way we're gonna be able to do that is if we have more hands on deck, more support, and more willing people that want to see change, that want to be involved in something positive. So right now we passing out forms for to be able to donate or whatever resources that you can offer, and yeah, we just really appreciate it.
And the word of mouth would be really helpful too. You feel me? Share this on y'all Instagram page, y'all Facebook page. Share this with y'all family, y'all friends. You feel me? That can get us a lot more than what we need to. You feel me? So word of mouth is a good way to go too as far as giving us resources.
Yeah, I just like to echo really what Dejan said. Word of mouth is a lot, friends, family. And also, if you guys are still kind of more curious about what we're doing, our Instagram, our Facebook is a great place to start. But you're here, so we'd be more than happy to talk to you about what Rebels for Peace is and even go more in depth. So when we do have that word of mouth, when we do have those conversations, we really know what we're talking about. Yes.
Thank y'all.
Yeah, on the form, you see the checkbox and whatever speaks to you. It could be you're interested in learning more. You want to partner. You want to host a roundtable like we're doing here. This was just one example. This was just literally like 1 hour. We can do anything. Like we do 3-day events like this with organizations, with people. If you want to introduce us to anyone, or if you want to donate. So any option that speaks to you, we'd be more than happy to talk to you guys after this.
Most definitely. Y'all got friends outside Chicago too. We love to meet and talk to them too. We do a lot of traveling too.
Yeah, tell them where
we done been to couple different places. Africa, Goma, the Congo. We just came back from Iowa, Virginia, California, a couple different places just spreading this message. Portland, working inside the juvenile justice system with those type of, not those type of people, with those youth, showing them that they're, just because where they are right now doesn't mean that that's their future. You feel me? Always showing and shining that light towards that. And just spreading the word any type of way that we can, with anybody that we can. You feel me? So any city, country, state, you feel me, religion, person, you feel me, y'all know of this would feed them, you feel me, y'all can put them in touch with us, or put us in touch with them, one or two.